Every invention, every breakthrough, every fortune ever built started the same way. Not with money, not with luck, not even with hard work. It started with imagination. Napoleon Hill said it the best in Think and Grow Rich. Imagination is the workshop of the mind. And today, I want to remind you that the most important factory in this world isn't Silicon Valley or Wall Street. It's sitting right between your ears. Think about this. Thomas Edison, the man who gave us the light bulb. When Edison imagined light replacing darkness, he had no proof it would work. He just had a vision, a picture in his mind. The world thought he was crazy, but he thought different. He tested, he failed again 10,000 times. But that's the power of imagination. It turns failure into data. It turns data into destiny. And here's the truth. Most people don't fail because they're not smart enough. They fail because they can't imagine themselves winning. They can't see it before it exists. Your imagination is the starting line. And if you don't start there, you'll never start at all. If you can't see it in your mind, then you won't see it in your life. You have to be able to see it, a clear picture in your mind of what you want to be, who you want to be, and where you want to go. Never let the world project their picture, their paintings on the wall of your mind. Now let's talk about something that we all know, but let me put it in a proper perspective for you. Steve Jobs imagined a computer for the rest of us. People laughed at him, said computers were for scientists and corporations, but Jobs didn't see the world as it was. He saw it as it could be. And now, you probably have one of his ideas in your pocket right now. Walt Disney was told he lacked imagination, fired from a newspaper because he had no creative ideas. But he kept dreaming, he kept building, and today, billions of people step into his imagination every single year. Oprah grew up in poverty, abused, told she'll never make it, told she was too ugly for TV. But she imagined a different life. She imagined a platform where her voice could change the world. And she built it brick by brick, and with imagination as her guide. Do you see the pattern? These people didn't wait for the world to hand them something. They imagined what wasn't there and made it a reality. And then they walked and worked until the world matched their vision. See, you gotta believe in yourself. You gotta believe in who you are. You can't wait on the next person to believe in your vision. You gotta be able to shut the world out and only see what you want to see. You got to put things in your mind that put your life in the proper perspective. You got to let people go that don't agree or won't allow you to live out your visions. That is a part of growing. That is a part of life. And no, I'm not saying be bitter. I'm not saying walk around with a chip on your shoulder. I'm just saying have the ability to tune out the disbelievers. Have the ability to tune out the haters. Have the ability to walk in to who you're becoming. Have the ability to sit down in silence and visualize who you want to become. Because you're the only one that can see what's on your mind. You're the only one that knows your limitations, that knows your capabilities. Nobody on the outside can look at you and say, oh, he looks like he can't do this. She looks like she can't do that. No, you are the only one. Napoleon Hill talked about two forms of imagination. Number one, synthetic imagination, when you combine existing ideas in new ways. Number two, creative imagination, when you tap into something deeper, new ideas that come seemingly from nowhere. Let me break this down. Synthetic imagination gave us the iPhone. It gave us a phone, a camera, a music player combined into one. Creative imagination gave us flight. The Wright brothers tapped into an idea that no one has seen before. But here's the truth. Both kinds of imagination are available to you. every single day. The question isn't whether you have imagination. The question is whether you're using it or letting it rot. Because you lose what you don't use. Like in everything else in life. If you do not practice, you do not get better. Think of an area. Think of sports. Think of school. Think of studying. If you do not work out that muscle, will it grow? Here's the problem. Most people stop imagining after childhood. As kids, we dreamed, we believed, we saw endless possibilities. But somewhere along the way, school, society, and struggle trained us out of it. They told us, be realistic, don't dream too big, stay in your lane. And guess what? We listened, we caged our imagination, we traded dreams for doubt. But let me tell you something right now. Realism never built an empire, imagination did. A lot of people confuse keeping it real for backtracking, for staying in the same position. A lot of people think that growing and staying the same is keeping it 100. But I'm here to break that myth right now. Keeping it real, realism is always evolving. Using your imagination to grow out of your circumstances. Using your imagination to grow out of your environment. Using your imagination to break out of your limitations. So how do you unlock it again? Let's get practical. Number one, daily visualization. Every morning, close your eyes. Picture the life you want as if it's already yours. Your brain doesn't know the difference between real and imagined. When you do that, your brain starts wiring you for that reality. Idea journaling. Write down 10 new ideas every day. Most will be trash, but one can change your entire life. Mastermind groups. Hill said no single mind has enough power alone. Surround yourself with dreamers, with thinkers. Imagination multiplies when minds connect. Number 4, the last one. Faith and imagination. Faith is the fuel. Imagination is the blueprint. Together, they build the future. So if you want it, you gotta work for it. It's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy to train your mind, but you have to do it every single day. These things that I just told you, you have to practice and apply every single day. Try that for the next 365 days and see where you're at. See how your perspective begins to morph into the version that you wanna be, your ideal version. But it starts today, right now, this moment, this second, this millisecond. After this video is over, put the computer down, put the phone down, and get to work. Get to work on you, because nobody is gonna work on you. Nobody's coming to save you. You have to save yourself, and it takes work when nobody's watching, when the lights are off, when the doors are closed. You have to put in the work. You have to believe in yourself. You have to train your brain. You have to train your mind. Here's the truth, big dogs. America wasn't built by men who played it safe. It was built by men and women who imagined something different. Edison imagined light. Jobs imagined connection. Disney imagined magic. Oprah imagined impact. What about you? What do you see when you close your eyes? What world are you building in your mind? What world can you see that others don't? What version of yourself can you imagine that others will never be able to see until you walk in that room and you show them? See, most people only view you by your limitations, by your past, who you used to be. What version of yourself can you see that will shock the world? What's the glitch in the matrix for you? Because if you can't imagine it, you'll never create it. But if you can, nothing can stop you. Let me leave you with this. The greatest prison in the world is a mind that's forgotten how to imagine. The greatest freedom is a mind that dares to create. So don't let your imagination die. Feed it, train it, unleash it. Because imagination isn't child's play. It's man's greatest weapon. And it's the workshop of your destiny. And auto-suggestion is how you're gonna train your mind. If you've never heard of auto-suggestion, watch this video on the screen so you can explode. There's one thing that separates winners from wishers, leaders from followers, the wealthy from the broke. It's not luck, it's not talent, it's not even timing. It's the ability to make decisions, firm, fast, and final. Indecision is the graveyard of your dreams. Procrastination, the silent assassin of success. And Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich called this mastery of decision the cure to procrastination and the turning point for every great success. Most people fail not because they don't know enough, but because they can't decide. They wait for the perfect conditions, for the right time, for someone else's approval. And in waiting, the opportunity passes. Here's an example. Think about the American Revolution. The founding fathers didn't wait until they were ready. They signed the Declaration of Independence knowing it could cost them their lives. That decision created a nation. Indecision breeds doubt, and doubt breeds fear. But decisiveness creates momentum, and momentum builds confidence. Indecision breeds doubt, and doubt breeds fear. When you stand still, your mind fills with questions, your vision clouds, and your confidence crumbles. But the moment you decide, everything shifts. Decisiveness creates momentum. Momentum builds confidence, and confidence fuels courage. Every small step forward, even imperfect, is worth more than standing still in hesitation. Because motion kills fear. Action destroys doubt. Winners aren't always the smartest or the strongest. They're the ones who choose to commit, to move forward. So trust yourself, make the decision, take the step. Because the man or woman who dares to decide is the one who dares to win. Henry Ford was criticized, laughed at, even called stubborn. But once he decided that the Model T would be built, mass-produced, and affordable for every American, he didn't waver. That single decision changed the automotive industry forever. Thomas Edison failed over 10,000 times trying to create the light bulb. But notice, he never decided to quit when he could have quit. His decision to persist, even through failure, gave us light. Even Terrence Crawford, he told us months and months before the fight against Canelo that he already knew he was gonna win. You see what he did? He made that decision in his head. And now he is the world champion in boxing. See, successful people don't wait to decide, they just decide. And then they make the decision right through action, time and time again. See, most people hesitate. They wait for the perfect time, the perfect moment, the perfect plan. But while they wait, opportunities vanish, momentum dies, and fear creeps in. Winners know better. They understand that success isn't about waiting, it's about moving. It's about committing first, then building the path as you walk in it. Action is what makes a decision powerful, because a choice without action is just a wish, but a choice followed by movement becomes destiny. So don't stall, don't hesitate, decide, step forward, and then make that decision right. Through effort, through discipline, through relentless action. And that's the difference between those who dream and those who win. Procrastination whispers, you can start tomorrow. Decision shouts, I'll do it now. Successful people train their minds to act before fear has a chance to grow. Abraham Lincoln made the bold decision to issue the Emancipation of Proclamation during the Civil War, a decision that risked his presidency but changed the moral foundation of America. Every breakthrough begins with a decision, not with waiting. Waiting has never changed a life. Waiting has never built a business, won a game, or created success. Breakthroughs come from the moment you choose. When you say, that's it, this is my time, this is my move. That decision sparks momentum, and momentum is what carries you through obstacles, through doubt, through fear. The longer you wait, the heavier the burden becomes. The moment you decide, you step into power. You take control. You create possibility. You don't wait for perfect. You don't wait for permission. You don't wait for tomorrow. You decide today, because every breakthrough you ever have will begin with decision, and it will never begin with waiting. Decision is a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. Start small. Decide what time you'll wake up, what book you'll read, what habit you'll master, and then stick to it. Big decisions become easier when you practice making small ones with conviction. Napoleon Hill studied hundreds of successful people, and he discovered this pattern without exception. They were firm and quick in making decisions and slow to change them, if ever. In contrast, unsuccessful people were slow to decide and quick to change their minds. They hesitate, waiting for someone else to lead. They overthink, second guess, and stall until the opportunity slips away. And when they finally choose, they abandon their decision at the first sign of challenge. But winners are different. Successful people are quick to decide and slow to change their minds. They trust their vision. They commit to their choice. And when obstacles rise, they don't quit. They adapt. They adjust. They fight forward. Because success is built on certainty. Not the certainty of perfect conditions, but the certainty of commitment. So don't be slow to decide. Don't waver once you've chosen. Move with clarity. Stand firm in action. Because this world belongs to those bold enough to decide and disciplined enough to see it through. If you're stuck, it's not because you lack knowledge. It's because you lack decision. Think about this. The life you want is just one decision away. Will you decide to stay the same or decide to rise? Because Think and Grow Rich makes it clear. Wealth, success, and greatness belong to the decisive. Don't wait another day. Decide now. Act now. Build now. That's how legacies are made. Think about that for a moment. Not 100 steps, not 10 years, not some distant, unreachable future. One decision. Every great achievement begins with a single choice. The choice to start, the choice to try, the choice to stop living the way things are and move forward to the way things could be. Most people never make that choice. They wait, they hesitate, they tell themselves, I'll decide when I have more money, more time, more clarity. But waiting is a decision too. A decision to stay the same. And nothing changes until you choose differently. The truth is, you don't need to know every step of the journey. You don't need to know the perfect plan, the perfect timing, or the perfect conditions. What you need is the courage to say enough. Today I move. Today I decide. Because once you make that decision, something powerful happens. Your focus sharpens, your energy shifts, doors begin to open, opportunities begin to appear, and momentum begins to build. The life you want, the freedom, the success, the peace, the power, it doesn't start with luck. It doesn't start with chance. It starts with decision. So what will you choose today? Will you choose to stay where you are, or will you choose to take that step, to commit, to move, to claim that life you've been dreaming of? Remember this, the gap between the life you have and the life you want is only one decision wide. Make it, own it, and watch your future unfold. You didn't plan to fail. You just failed to have a plan. Most men don't fail because they're weak. Most men don't fail because they're lazy. Most men fail because they have no plan. Napoleon Hill said it best in Think and Grow Rich. Every man who has accumulated great fortune first organized a plan. Let me ask you something. Would you build a skyscraper without a blueprint? Would you march into war without a strategy? Then why do so many men walk into life blind, hoping it'll all work out? Hope is not a plan. Wishing is not a strategy. Success belongs to the man with a blueprint. Andrew Carnegie didn't just dream of steel. He planned it down to the mills, to the man, to the money, to the methods. Henry Ford didn't just imagine the automobile. He organized every step, assembly lines, parts, workers, costs. Faith gives you the fire. Imagination gives you the picture. But planning gives you the path. Without a plan, ambition burns out. With a plan, ambition builds empires. A plan is a promise to yourself. It is discipline sculpted into destiny. It whispers in your darkest hour, keep going. It shouts in your brightest moment. This is why, with a plan, chaos becomes clarity. Mountains turn into milestones, and the impossible becomes inevitable. So dream boldly, but then plan ruthlessly. For a plan is the bridge from where you stand to where you're always meant to be. Here's a secret that Hill taught that most men ignore. Your plan doesn't have to be perfect, but you do need people. Ford had engineers, Edison had experimenters, Jobs had computer scientists. Every giant had a team. That's the mastermind principle. When two or more minds align, a third invisible mind is born. Power greater than the individual can never have. So stop trying to do it alone. Your pride is killing your progress. Organized planning means organized people. Men and women who sharpen you, who challenge you, who support you. They say birds of a feather flock together, and they're right, because who you soar with determines how high you fly. If you walk with giants, your footsteps grow stronger. If you sit with thinkers, your mind expands. If you build with dreamers, your vision becomes unstoppable. You are the sum of your circle, the echo of your company, the reflection of the 5 souls you spend the most hours with. So choose wisely. Surround yourself with a mastermind, a council of builders, believers, and doers. Share your ideas, sharpen theirs. Iron sharpens iron. And together, sparks ignite empires. Success is never solo. It's a choir. It's a collaboration. A flight of many wings rising as one. So make that a part of your plan. Build a mastermind of people that can help hold you accountable, that can help you build. Hill warned us, most plans fail at first, but failure doesn't mean the plan is bad, it means the plan needs adjusting. Edison failed 1,000 times, but did he quit? No, he reorganized his plan. Ford's first car company went bankrupt. Did he quit? No, he reorganized his plan. Walt Disney's first studio collapsed. Did he quit? No, he reorganized his plan. Here's the key. Failure isn't the end, it's feedback. Organized planning, you don't just create a plan, you adjust it until it works. A plan is your compass, not a cage. It gives you direction, but it must bend to the winds. No journey is a straight line. The roads curve, storms rise, detours appear. The key is not clinging to the map you first drew, but trusting yourself to redraw it when life demands it. Adjusting does not mean you fail. It means you're alive, alert, and growing. Ships shift their sails, pilots change their course, and champions rewrite their strategies mid-game. So hold fast to the vision, but be fluid with the plan. Because success is not found in rigid steps, but in the courage to adapt, to keep moving forward, no matter how the path unfolds. Learn as you go. Pick up the pieces as you go. Pick up the information you need as you're moving, as you're taking steps forward. Don't be afraid to jump and grow your wings during the fall. So how do you build your own plan? Here's the blueprint Hill left us. Number 1, decide exactly what you want. Vague goals build vague lives. Number 2, create a concrete plan. Break it into steps, dates, and action. Number 3, build your team. Find people with strengths that fill your weaknesses. Number 4, execute daily. A plan without action is paper, not power. Number 5, adjust when needed. Failure is not defeat, it's data. Organized planning is not rigid, it's alive. It breathes with you, it stretches with you, it grows as you grow. A plan is not a prison, it's a partner. It does not lock you in, it walks beside you. Each step you take, it adjusts. Each lesson you learn, it evolves. The blueprint you start with is not the castle you'll finish with. And that's the beauty. Progress reshapes the plan. The plan reshapes you. Don't fear the shift. Welcome it, because the power of planning is not in perfection. It's in its ability to move, to adapt, to grow with the greatness inside you. Think about Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart. He didn't invent retail, he organized a better plan. Cheaper distribution, better logistics, a network of small town stores no one else believed in. Think about Elon Musk. He didn't invent rockets, he organized a plan that made them reusable and built SpaceX into NASA's partner. Think about Oprah. She didn't just dream about a talk show. She built a team, built a network, built a plan that turned her name into $1 billion brand. And all of them prove one truth. Dreams are fuel. They ignite the fire in your spirit. They give you vision, passion, purpose. But fuel alone cannot move forward. You need an engine, and that engine is your plan. Dreams give you the why. Plans give you the how. One inspires, the other executes. Together they create momentum. Together they turn vision into victory. So dream boldly, fill your tank with limitless fire, but then build that engine strong, with structure, with steps, with strategy. Because when fuel meets engine, movement becomes inevitable, and your destiny begins to drive itself forward. So here's the question. What's your plan? Not your wish, not your dream, not your someday. What's the blueprint? Who's on your team? What steps are you taking daily? Because if you don't know, then you don't have a plan. And if you don't have a plan, then you don't have a future. Clarity is power. Direction is destiny. A dream without structure drifts like smoke. But a dream with a plan becomes a promise. When you know what you want, you can map the steps. You can map the steps. You create momentum. And when momentum builds, the future unfolds in your favor. So don't leave your tomorrow to chance. Know where you're going. Write it down. Plan it out. Because the future belongs to those who prepare today. Listen to me closely. Your future is not built by accident. It's built by blueprint. Organized planning is the bridge between where you are and where you dream of being. So write the plan, gather your team, execute daily, adjust endlessly, and never forget Hill's words. A quitter never wins, and a winner never quits. You don't need perfection, you need persistence plus planning. Because in the end, it's not luck, it's not talent, it's not even timing. It's the man with a plan who wins the game. Talent is powerful, luck can open doors, but without a plan, both fade. The plan is the playbook, It's the strategy behind every move, the roadmap that turns pressure into precision and chaos into control. The man with the plan sees further, acts sharper, and endures longer because he's not just reacting, he's directing. In life, as in the game, victory doesn't belong to the strongest or even the fastest. It belongs to the one who's prepared, the one who stayed disciplined, the one who had a plan and worked it until the whistle blew. They told you to be realistic, to play it safe, to take what you're given and be grateful. But deep down, you feel it, the quiet fire, the whisper in your chest that says, there's more for you than this. Not someday, not when you're older. Now! This is the chapter they don't want you to hear, because once you understand this, once you truly ignite your desire, you're dangerous, you're unstoppable. This isn't hype. This is not fluff. It's the first law of success. You must want it so badly, you're willing to burn for it. So if you're tired of waiting, tired of wishing, tired of others living a life that was meant for you, then stay with me all the way until the last word, because this just isn't a speech. This is a warning to your doubt, to your fear, to your limits. You're not leaving this video the same. Let's begin. Everybody wants more money, more freedom, more time, more security, more options. But let's be honest, wanting isn't rare. Everybody wants. That's not special. The truth, desire alone doesn't move mountains. Burning desire does. The kind that consumes you, the kind that won't let you sleep until it becomes real. Most people just wish, they hope, they dream in silence. They say things like, one day I'll be rich, when the timing is right, when I finally catch a break. But when that moment comes to act, they fold, they wait, they scroll, they talk themselves out of it. They shrink back into their comfort zone. Let me tell you something real. Let me tell you something 100. A wish won't build wealth. Hope won't pay the bills. A fantasy won't change your legacy. You don't get rich by chance. You get rich by choice backed with relentless action. And the choice starts with one thing: a burning desire to be wealthy no matter what. Desire is not just a feeling. It's not a vibe. It's not a mood. Desire is a decision. It's fire in your gut. It's obsession in your mind. It's war on your current reality. Napoleon Hill didn't say be interested in money. He didn't say dabble in success. He said you need a burning desire for riches. One that's definite. One that refuses to be ignored. One that doesn't die when you're tired, broke, or doubted. This isn't about greed. It's about freedom. It's about options. It's about being the one in your family that breaks the cycle. It's about building something so strong that your children never have to beg another man for opportunity. So let me ask you straight. Do you wish to be rich? Or do you demand wealth from life and take it? Because the people who win, the ones who build real fortune, aren't the ones who kinda want it. They're not the ones who wait for signs or ask for permission. They're the ones who can't sleep at night because the vision of wealth is louder than their excuses. They wake up early, they stay up late, they study, they grind, they sacrifice because they made a vow. I will be rich or nothing less. That's not just desire, that's destiny, ignited by decision. So again, do you just want to be rich? Or do you want it so bad that you'll burn everything average to get there? Because one of these paths leads to fortune, and the clock is already ticking. Napoleon Hill gave you the formula. Not a guess, not a maybe, not a theory. A real blueprint for wealth. Tested, proven, undeniable. If you're serious about getting rich, tattoo these 6 steps in your mind. Then let them burn your soul. Live them every day, because this is where the dream becomes a plan, and the plan becomes power. Step 1, decide exactly how much money you want. Don't just say I want to be rich. That's lazy thinking. The universe doesn't move for vague goals. It responds to clarity. So decide, I want 100,000, I want 1 million, or I want 10 million. Be specific. Be unapologetic. You're not being greedy. You're being intentional. Until the number is clear, the path will always be blurry. Step 2, decide what you'll give in return. Wealth isn't free. You don't get something for nothing. What will you give up to get it? Will it be your time, your late nights, your comfort zone, your weekend parties, your old identity? Success demands a trade, and most people never get rich because they're not willing to pay the price. You will not rise without something falling away. Step 3, set a definite date. Goals without deadlines are just daydreams. You need pressure. You need urgency. You need a ticking clock that says, move now. Not someday, not when things feel right. Say it out loud. By December 31st, by my 30th birthday, within 12 months, time makes it real. Deadlines create focus. Without one, you'll drift forever. Step 4, create a plan. Not a perfect plan, not a complete plan, just a plan that gets you moving. Start with what you know. Map out the first step and take it. Don't wait to feel ready. Start messy. Start now. You can refine along the way, because movement beats perfection. Always. The person who acts in faith will outrun the one who waits for certainty. Step 5. Write it down. Don't keep it in your head. Ink it into existence. Write the number, write the date, write what you'll give, write the steps you'll take. Make it real, make it right, make it tangible, make it visible every single day. This isn't a wish. This is a declaration of war against mediocrity. Step 6, read it twice a day. Once when you wake up to set the tone for your day. Once before bed to program your mind as you sleep. Say it out loud. Feel it. Visualize it. Obsess over it. See the number in your bank account. See the lifestyle. See the freedom. Feel the emotion of already having it. Your subconscious mind responds to repetition. Repetition builds belief. Belief builds momentum. And momentum builds fortune. These aren't suggestions. These are commands for your future. Commands from a man who studied 500 millionaires. And every single one of them used this formula to win. Follow it or fall behind. Apply it or stay average. You already know the steps. Now ask yourself, will I do the work, or will I keep watching others live their dream? Because this plan works. The only variable now is you. Every person who ever achieved greatness, every millionaire, every empire builder, every game changer started with something the world couldn't see. A spark, a whisper, a vision, a desire so loud, logic doesn't matter. They were told, it's impossible, you're not qualified, you're too young, you're too broke, you're dreaming too big. But real desire doesn't care if it makes sense. It doesn't care if you have the money, the degree, the connections, the perfect plan, because desire doesn't ask how. Desire declares, I will. Let me tell you about Edward C. Barnes. He didn't have credentials. He didn't have a dollar to his name. He wasn't born into wealth, and he had never met Thomas Edison. But he had one thing. An unshakable desire to work with Edison, not for him, but with him. That's all. No plan B, no backup option. So what did he do? He got on the freight train, dirty, broke, desperate, and went straight to Edison's lab. No appointment, no resume, no invitation. He knocked, he spoke up. He told Edison, I came to go into business with you. Most people would laugh. Most people would say, that's crazy, that'll never work. You should be realistic. But Edison didn't laugh. He saw something rare, a man who already decided. Barnes didn't get the partnership right away. He swept floors, he ran errands, he waited for his moment. But he stayed close, he stayed hungry, he stayed ready. And when Edison needed someone to sell his invention, the Ediphone, Barnes seized the opportunity. He crushed it. He sold more than anyone. And finally, he became Edison's business partner. Not because he was lucky, not because he had money, but because he had fire. That's not talent. That's not privilege. That's obsession with purpose. That's what burning desire looks like. It bends the world. It breaks rules. It redefines what's possible. And it doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't explain itself. It doesn't slow down when the doors are closed. It finds a way in. Desire defies logic. It's stronger than rejection. It's louder than doubt. It's deeper than fear. And the best part, you don't need anyone's approval to start. Not your parents, not your friends, not society, not your current bank account balance. You just need one thing. A desire so hot, so loud, so alive, it burns brighter than every excuse you've ever had. So if they tell you you're not smart enough, you're not connected enough, you're not ready, you look them dead in the eye and say, watch me. Because if Barnes could walk into Edison's office broken, unknown, and walk out a partner, what's really stopping you? Desire is the spark. It's the ignition, the flame in your soul that whispers, I was made for more. But a spark alone won't change your life. Fire needs fuel. It needs direction, needs movement. Because dreams without action are just smoke. If you've ever felt that tug in your chest, that voice in your mind saying, this isn't all there is, it's because you were made for more, much more. But here's the truth. More doesn't come knocking. It doesn't fall in your lap. It doesn't show up when it's convenient. You have to demand it. You have to bleed for it. You have to sacrifice average to achieve abundance. You can't coast into success. You can't scroll your way into millions. You can't wish your way into freedom. You must declare war on comfort, war on excuses, war on the old version of you. The one who settles, the one who hesitates, the one who dreams but doesn't act. So right now, say it out loud. I will win, I will earn, I will grow, I will become. Say it with emotion. Say it like your future depends on it, because it does. Say it like your kids are listening. Say it like your bloodline depends on your breakthrough, because it does. Here's the truth. Every day you wake up without a goal, you're drifting. Every day you ignore the fire inside, it gets dimmer. Every day you hesitate, you train your mind to settle, but not anymore. From this day forward, you write your goals. You read it every morning. You visualize it every night. You see them clearly. You feel it deeply, and you move toward it relentlessly. This is the formula. Desire plus belief plus action equals fortune. Let me repeat it. This is the formula. Desire plus belief plus action equals fortune. When desire meets belief, when desire meets action, that's when the world moves. That's when destiny bends. That's when your life begins to look like a dream. Not someday, not after things calm down, not next year, not when you're ready, now! Because every second you delay, someone else is claiming a life that could have been yours. You already have the fire. Now feed it. Now fuel it. Now follow it all the way to freedom. Burn the bridges, light the path, and don't stop until your bank account, your legacy, and your life match the vision that's been screaming inside of you for years. This is your time. Turn the fire into fortune. So let me ask you, not casually, not politely, but with urgency, with intensity, what do you really want? Not what sounds nice, not what looks good on paper. What sets your soul on fire? What goals keep whispering to you when the world goes quiet? What are you willing to give for it? Because the price is real. It's time, it's energy, it's sacrifice. It's late nights and early mornings, and doing what others won't so you can live how others can't. And what are you doing today to get it? Not next week, not when life slows down, not when it becomes easy. Today. Because dreams expire without action. Because every excuse buys you another year of regret. This is the line. Right here, right now. This is where the broke stop. This is where the bold begin. The world doesn't hand out power. It doesn't dominate riches. It doesn't give success to the lukewarm. You have to take it. You have to earn it. You have to want it like oxygen. Desire isn't optional. It's the first step to power, to wealth, to influence, to freedom. So feel it, fuel it, live it. Let it burn through every excuse you've ever made. Let it guide every move you make from this moment forward. Because in the end, it's not about luck. It's not about chance. It's not about waiting for the stars to align. It's about desire so deep, so unshakable, so undeniable, you refuse to fail. Think bold, want it deep, move fast, grow rich.